Hello again, my friends. It's a crazy and uncertain time in the world today, so it's easy to become anxious. But if you're quarantined at home and fortunate enough to have a VR headset, then it can be an excellent tool to relax and escape to other places, both real and imaginary. So I'm delighted to continue this video series as I present to you Relaxing VR Experiences Part 4. The first two are paid experiences, the rest are totally free. From the developer of Fushimi Inari, which lets you travel to Japan, there's now Mýrdalssandur, Iceland, which is a realistically inspired exploration experience set on Iceland's southern coast. Just explore and absorb the scenery in this sometimes foggy but also beautiful landscape. The experience comes with a built-in soundtrack which adds to the mood perfectly. Once you discover certain locations, you can fast travel back to them, which is a nice feature. For locomotion, you have both sliding and teleporting. After exploring for a bit, you'll come across a camera on the ground. After you find that, you can take pictures that are saved on your PC. You can take pictures with your hands, or the DSLR. The flat screen version is free, the VR version is $5 DLC. I really love exploring interesting places on our planet through VR, and I hope we get to see more experiences like this in the future.
Now all the pets are gone, and I need your help to put things in order.
The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets is a puzzle and exploration game where you need to find all of the pets that have been hidden inside tiny worlds. It's available on both Steam and Oculus Quest. The footage you're seeing here is from the Steam version. There are 5 tiny worlds, each with a unique theme. To find all the hidden pets in each world, sometimes you'll just need to explore and look, but most of the time, you need to solve a tiny puzzle to free the pet. And to do that, you'll just need to look around and figure it out yourself. The gameplay is pretty intuitive. It's easy to just get going right away.
That's me. I loved the snow. You never knew what was hidden beneath it.
The design and animation are exceptional. It's visually gorgeous, and everything in the tiny worlds are brimming with charm and personality. Playing this gave me a sense of childlike wonder that I really enjoyed. Besides finding the pets, there are also hidden coins to find. And finding all those can get really tricky. I found all the pets and all the hidden coins in an hour and a half. So for the price of $15, it is a little pricey, and I do wish there was just 1 or 2 more worlds, but I had a really great time, and I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. A Day in the Forest is a relaxing ambient experience with no interactions, and no way to move where you are. It's simply a relaxing place to escape to. But for a relaxing experience, it's very well made. Beautiful visuals and a peaceful soundscape perfectly fit the mood. And if you wait long enough, you can witness the transition into night for when the fireflies come out. It's a great free escape. VR Relaxation Space Room is named perfectly because that's exactly what it is. But unlike A Day in the Forest, this relaxing experience provides plenty of options and interactions with the environment. You can dim the lights to match the mood you want. There's a flat screen TV to watch meditation and relaxation videos. An audio player to play songs and audiobooks. And a PDF reader. So set the environment how you would like it, and then explore the universe from the comfort of your very own room in a space cruise ship hotel. The only mode of movement is sliding, and there's no comfort options, but you can change the movement speed. For a relaxing experience, it's really high quality, with all of the options you could ask for. Vistascapes VR was once a paid experience, but it's now free. It's a set of 4 relaxing environments to hang out in. There's woods, mountain landscape, rainy room, and a fireworks show. Rainy room is my personal favorite. I think it looked the best. The first 2 feel like early alpha rough drafts. As for the fireworks show, that lets you control when fireworks are launched into the sky. Vistascapes VR doesn't recognize index controllers at all, but switching to Vive ones worked fine. It's certainly not the most polished relaxing experience I've tried, but I think the rainy room is a solid contender to add to your relaxing experience library. Go for a Walk is a zen and abstract music experience. Normally these aren't my kind of thing, but this one I really enjoyed. Inside a minimally designed world, you guide a curious dog through a musical landscape. You control the dog's direction like a laser pointer, and whenever you hover your other laser over something in the environment, it'll contribute to the musical soundscape. The objects will create different sounds depending on if you simply hover or click the object. You can also use the grip button to move objects around. The way I just described it might make it sound boring, but it's absolutely the opposite. The soundscape is beautiful. The audio style reminded me a lot of the artist Tycho in its simplistic yet engaging feel. And once I understood what was happening, I wanted to keep exploring to see what else I could interact with and hear inside the environment. It's rather entrancing. I quickly lost track of time wandering in here. I highly recommend it. Liquid Space lets you interact with ultra-realistic liquids in zero gravity on the International Space Station. It provides some unique tools for interaction and some mixing abilities. Cosmic Flow is very straightforward. It's a psychedelic kaleidoscope in VR. A trippy, but also relaxing experience to take your time in. And now wrapping up with 4 historical artwork experiences that you could find relaxing. Up until now, all of the VR museum experiences I've ever seen are either short demos or just small samplers. But now, with Versailles VR the Palace is Yours, you get to explore the entirety of the Palace of Versailles. There's a ton of fascinating art and architecture to see in here. It's all reconstructed from photogrammetry, so the artwork feels authentic. The default quality setting is low, so be sure to turn that up. In every room, there are multiple items that you can highlight to get the details on. Even the artwork on the ceiling can be highlighted. Within this view, you get a detailed description on your left hand about the piece. You can turn on the audio guide, which will narrate what each room is for, but they don't narrate each individual piece.
The bedchamber is the most important room in the Queen's state apartments, and was where the sovereign spent most of her time.
There's a night mode that will change the ambience and make the fireplaces light up. And you can enable 3D chandeliers for a little more immersion. I'm so happy to finally see a full and complete museum in VR. I highly recommend it.
The Coronation Chamber owes its name to the emblematic monumental painting of the coronation of Napoleon.
Some 35,000 artworks are displayed here, including a number of famous masterpieces.
Mona Lisa Beyond the Glass begins as a very brief tour of the Louvre Museum. After roaming the exterior a bit, going inside, you get to sample a few other pieces of artwork before going on to the main event, which is the Mona Lisa. Depending on how long you stop and observe the intermediate artwork before going on to the main event, this experience could last you between 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't exactly know what to expect going into this, but I gotta say I was really impressed. There's a lot of surprises in here, and I recommend it for everyone.
But Mona Lisa bears traces of her past.
Unsure of himself, Michelangelo had assembled a team of experts to help him. He started right above where you entered the chapel, painting the Great Flood and the prophet Zechariah.
Il Divino, Michelangelo's Sistine ceiling in VR, is one of the most impressive historical experiences I've ever had in VR. You get to experience a photorealistic tour of the famous Sistine Chapel ceiling. You get to see every part of the ceiling up close, and also learn a lot about the history behind it. The details and events behind how this was made is fascinating. When you first launch it, you need to choose the mode you want on the desktop. Choose between guided tour or free roam. The guided tour contains the free roam mode after an introduction, so either way you're getting the free roam mode. And during that mode, you can personally experience what it was like being on the original scaffolding that Michelangelo had to use, as well as use a modern aerial platform to get up close to all the artwork. There's so much to learn and discover in here. There are over 100 clickable elements that will give you narrated details about those individual pieces.
This entire scene gravitates around God's gesture. He is bringing Eve forth from the side of Adam, who is fast asleep.
I recommend getting in a comfortable reclining position, because you're going to be looking straight up pretty much constantly. I really love experiences like these that let you see amazing parts of the world without leaving your home, and this is one of the best of its kind.
Those figures in the triangular spandrels and rainbow-shaped lunettes above each window are the ancestors of Christ. These are some of the most profoundly human images ever painted.
Here again, the artist uses the relief of the rock wall to reveal its shapes.
The Dawn of Art is an educational historical experience that's all about the Chauvet Cave in France. Inside the cave are hundreds of drawings that were created by our ancestors 36,000 years ago. There's two different modes, film and virtual tour. The film mode has some small interactions, but it's really just taking in the story about the cave and watching the narrative as it unfolds. The narrative film includes some abstract, dreamy sequences, which I found pretty cool. In the virtual tour, you're guided step by step through the cave, teleporting to each section and learning about what you see there, very much like a museum tour. I really enjoyed this and found it fascinating.
This bear skull was placed on the block of stone. It was staged, meant to be seen. It has not moved for 36,000 years.
Well, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. See ya!